Hey, what's up, guys? So a YouTube slash TikTok influencer has pled guilty to stealing $1.2 million from the PPP loan, the Paycheck Protection Program. He stole $1.2 million from that. He got $1.2 million in PPP money, and he was an influencer. He was a YouTuber. And the reason why I have to keep highlighting these cases is because I talk on my channel all the time. You guys know what the mission of my channel is. I am out here to expose a lot of these scammers and these frauds, and I'm also trying to help people because, unfortunately, these scammers and these frauds get on YouTube and they get on TikTok. They get on the platforms that many of you guys watch, and they show you all of this money, and they make you think that they made the money from trading. However, more often than not, they made their money from criminal activity, and we're seeing that manifest right now. This guy, Danny Devin, who I actually remember, I've seen him on TikTok. I've seen him on YouTube. He's got about 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got about the same on TikTok. I have literally seen this guy, and I've seen him on Twitter. These guys come out of nowhere, make you think that they made all this money from trading, show off the money, the watches, the cars, whatever, and it turns out they made the money from criminal activity. That is literally what happened to this Danny Devin guy. Now, let's go ahead and read the article. So it says right here, former social media influencer pleads guilty to over $1.2 million in COVID-19 loan fraud. It's just absolutely insane. TikTok influencer Danny Devin has pleaded guilty to wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and money laundering. Oh boy. So this is his real name. He's from Potomac, Maryland. He admitted to scamming lenders as well as the Small Business Administration out of over $1.2 million in COVID-19 relief loans. Pled guilty to, this is how he did it. He pleaded guilty to creating fake documents such as tax forms and bank statements to obtain PPP loans and economic injury disaster loans. Oh, wow. He got the EIDL loans too. Wow. He also used the identifying information of a tax preparer that he knew to legitimize the fabricated tax forms he created without that person's knowledge. Folks, this guy is an absolute criminal. Beginning in March 2020, he applied for approximately 71 PPP loans totaling approximately $941,000, and then he successfully obtained $146,000 of PPP benefits. He forged his father's signature on the applications for 8 EIDL loans, which he then received totaling $283,000. Folks, this guy is an absolute criminal. This is absolutely insane. And I just want to put this message out there. I know a lot of you PPP loans, some of you guys who are probably watching me probably fraudulently took out PPP loans. That was listen, 2020 and 2021 was the craziest years I've ever seen in my life. There was so much scams, fraud, thievery, lying, cheating. It was just, those were the greatest years for the criminals. And those were also the years where we got to find out how many people, regular people, were actual criminals. Like, we literally discovered that like a third of the country is criminals. Like, I couldn't believe how many people I know personally that took out those PPP loans fraudulently and knew that they didn't have a business or forged signatures, and it was just crazy. But anyway, let me show you something that the government did, because a lot of people have this false notion that because they haven't been caught that the government's not going to get you. Oh no, the government in 2022 passed a 10-year statute of limitations for Paycheck Protection Program loan fraud. So it says right here, on August 5th, President Joe Biden signed the PPP and Bank Fraud Enforcement Harmonization Act of 2022 that establishes a 10-year statute of limitations for criminal charges and civil enforcement against a borrower who engages in fraud with respect to a Paycheck Protection Program loan. You know what that means? That means the government is going to take their sweet time and go after every single one of these lying, scamming, clown, cheating criminals who stole money from the government. Okay? So that's a very interesting thing. Police searched his house, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's where it gets interesting. Sentencing is scheduled for September 21st. So here's what happened. He already pleaded guilty. So there's no trial to fight or anything like that. He already pled guilty. So now his sentencing is on September 21st, 2023. He faces a maximum of 20 years in prison for wire fraud, 10 years for money laundering, and a mandatory 2-year sentence for aggravated identity theft. Yep. So it looks like he could face the maximum of 20 years. So, yeah, this guy is absolutely 100% going to jail, and he should. And you know what's interesting, guys? When I hear stories like this, it really makes me think of some of the other scammers that we've seen in the finance space. Let me just show you guys a little bit of who I'm talking about. When I think of this Danny Duncan guy who got rich literally out of nowhere, let me show you who else it makes me think of. it makes me think of Kelly OG, because this is somebody who just came out of nowhere. Literally, she came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, I turned $1,000 into $65,000. I turned 1,000 into 12,000. What else does she have? I bought my parents a $1 million house. Folks, I would not be surprised if word came out that she was one of those PPP loan fraud scammers. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because in 2020 to 2021, you had so many fake gurus come out of nowhere. It was incredible. And they're all kids. They're all young. It's nobody in their 50s or 60s. It's all kids. It's everybody who's like 25, 31, 22. It's just all these kids. It's like, where are you guys getting this money? We're not stupid. It's very hard to find a young person like that who has that kind of money. We have no idea how they have it. Typically, when you have that kind of money, we have an idea. You either got it because you started some sort of business. Maybe you're a celebrity. Maybe you have some amazing talent, like you're some sort of singer or you're an athlete, something. When people randomly pop up and they tell you, oh, I made all this money by trading, you know it's a lie. You know it's a lie. It's cap. It's complete cap. It's a straight up lie. So it wouldn't surprise me if she was one of those people. Let me show you somebody else who came out of nowhere. Literally came out of nowhere. This guy right here, the master investor, one of the biggest narcissists I've ever seen in my life. I would not be shocked if this guy was one of those people. And yeah, the list goes on. There's so many people where it just honestly wouldn't shock me. Let me show you guys something else that's very interesting. CoffeeZilla actually made a video on this guy. So it says right here, TikTok traders are out of control. And CoffeeZilla has a video he made 2 years ago making fun of this guy. That's his face right there. Because he made a video where he claimed that he turned $100 to $1 million in 1 year. And the sad part is he's not lying. He actually did turn $100 into $1 million in 1 year by cheating and lying and stealing from the United States government. Oh yeah, he's right, all right. But he didn't do it the correct way. He didn't do it the honest way. He did it by being a criminal. Oh yeah, you trust me. You guys want to turn $100 to $1 million? Oh, you can easily do it, and you'll become a millionaire. But you'll also go to jail, and that's what's happening to our good old boy Danny Devin here. So yeah, CoffeeZilla exposed him a while ago, and yeah, I just can't believe it. I first saw right here on Twitter, TikToker Danny Devin racked up more than 420,000 on COVID. So my overall point in making this video, guys, let me go back to here. My overall point in making this video on this guy and talking about this is because this further adds to what I've been preaching on this channel. A lot of these fake YouTube gurus with these Patreons and these buy and sell alerts and these trading alerts and the fake guru stuff, these guys are not real traders. Anybody who tells you that they turn $100 into $12,000 or $1,000 into $300,000 and all that stuff, you can guarantee that if that's the case, if that's actually true, which is true with this guy, he really did do that, you can bet that it was very likely because of some sort of criminal activity. Because a lot of people made a lot of money during the pandemic from all kinds of like fraudulent and scammy ways. Let me show you guys another person who absolutely came out of nowhere. I wouldn't be surprised if he did something criminal. Anytime I see these young guys who come out of nowhere and make all this money, it really makes me think it's like, yeah, you had to have done something, because it just doesn't make any sense. This guy right here. Oh, I'm trying to find a picture of him. Hold on. Let me find a picture of this guy. His name is Mario Narfall. He came out of nowhere. He's all over the place on Twitter now. People like this guy. He literally just came out of nowhere. You have no idea how he made his money. You have no idea what business he runs. All you know is that this guy is an influencer. Listen, folks, anytime you see an influencer who claims that they made a bunch of money before becoming an influencer, that should automatically be a red flag. They are more than likely a scam. They are more than likely a criminal. They are more than likely a crook. If they can't show undeniable proof of how they made their money, you should be very careful with them, because more than likely they made their money through criminal means, and then they took that money and they put it into their influencer career, and now they use that to sustain their lifestyle. It's absolutely insane. Let me show you guys something else funny that this Danny Duncan guy did. It was actually Danny Devin guy did. It's actually really funny. So this guy took the COVID money, the PPP loan money, and he used the money to buy Bitcoin, and he sent it to his girlfriend. I just thought that was really funny, because I'm like, dang, this guy's a simp too. Like, why are you sending so much money to your girlfriend? Like, what are you doing, dude? So I just thought that was funny too. But anyway, that's really all I got. Once again, guys, more of these stories are going to come out, and trust me, I will be covering them. There are going to be a lot more YouTubers that get caught up by the United States government, because the United States government, they take their time. They're not going to do it immediately, But over the course of years, over time, they will eventually get majority of these people. And I'm telling y'all right now, I got my eyes set really closely on this person right here because I already know that this person's a joke. This person's an absolute fraud. I already know right here. This girl, Kelly OG. Okay. I already know what it is. I'm just waiting on the government to come out and do whatever they do because I'm telling you, this girl right here has PPP loan scam fraud written all over it. I'm telling you, she ain't make no dang $1 million from trade and all that BS. She probably did exactly what that Danny Duncan guy did. Because what that Danny Duncan guy did was he tried to act like he made all that money from trading. Oh, I turned 100 to $1 million from trading because I'm such a genius. Make sure you guys follow me. And now look, facing 20 years in prison. All I got to say is, Kelly OG, I have no doubt that you'll be next. I have no doubt about it. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's really all I got for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.